Nourishment and encouragement.
So we're currently following these organizers who are caravanning from neighborhood to neighborhood in Albany, either giving out food or playing music in a final push to get out the vote for the runoff election.
Y'all precinct is Turner Elementary School. So it opens, the polling precinct open at 7 o'clock a.m., closed at 7 p.m. on Tuesday.
Today we were passing out collard greens and other non-perishable items to our community, emphasizing the fact that you need to vote, but also because we are a food insecure community. So we wanted to make sure that we're kind of preparing those dual needs.
Organizers like Kiana Jackson and Black Voters Matter are working around the clock to turn out voters here in Dougherty County for Georgia's Senate runoff. Even in a small city like Albany, outside groups have been challenging voter rolls for this runoff, like Texas-based True the Vote, which describes itself as an election integrity group that fights, quote, radicalized leftist organizations.
Beautiful chops, almost as pretty as you, son.
BJ Fletcher owns 2 restaurants in Albany, where she's also a city commissioner. She recently partnered with True the Vote to challenge the residency of thousands of voters in her county. So can you tell me a little bit about what you feel is at stake for these runoff races?
You know, the biggest is, I believe in a 2-party system. And we've got a Democrat House. We've got, most likely, a President-elect Biden, which would be a Democrat president.
What do you mean most likely?
You know, I am, waiting. I see the fraud in our state. I am one of the ones that challenged. And I do believe this was a very much fraudulent election.
What made you decide to work with this organization that's from Texas?
I guess probably what sparked it, and I won't go into detail, but when I lost my mom in 2019 and she was on the ballot in 2020.
What do you mean she was on the ballot?
When she got an absentee ballot, and I will not disclose yet if she voted or not. But I've had several people to give me ballots where their loved ones and their animals voted.
Their animals voted?
I promise you. I'm not trying to suppress any group. I just see that if we have 2,700 names in this county that is in question.
Where did you find these names? How do you find 3,000 people that changed their address and can't vote in this county?
True to Vote did all that.
Oh.
True to Votes did 100% of the legwork.
Georgia law allows any voter to challenge the eligibility of another voter in their county, as long as there's probable cause. Fletcher isn't alone. True the Vote partnered with local officials in every county in Georgia to try to disqualify more than 360,000 votes. And the group is accused of targeting mostly Black and brown voters. These challenges and these lawsuits is sowing seeds of doubt in the election process.
Yes, ma'am.
Is that a smart tactic to do when you want people to vote for you?
If the doubt come out to be true.
None of them have been proven true.
And we could get into who they've been in front of.
So the 2,700 people that came up in the True to Vote challenge, do you think that they should be able to vote?
Absolutely. That was not what the challenge was about. It was to be able to warn you again, if your name had been on it, they would have been able to tell you a little bit of a red flag, not sure what it is, we're putting you in provisional.
But organizers like Jackson and Amna Faruqi say that simply confirming voter addresses is not what this is about.
This was about intimidating voters and creating an environment of fear, right? And making people wonder, should I even try to vote? Will my vote count? The thing about the provisional ballot, if you cast a provisional ballot, the person who cast that ballot has to follow up with our County Board of Elections within 3 days to make sure that they provide additional information to make sure their vote is counted. That vote does not count unless you follow up within 3 days with the elections office. This is about the fact that Commissioner BJ Fletcher does not like the results of the election and is now, trying to attack the process.
So we're talking about a couple thousand votes. If that challenge would have been successful, would it have made that much of an effect?
It's not some cliche statement. Every person matters and every vote matters.
And just to put 3,000 votes into perspective in this county, we're telling you, turnout is awesome at 12,000 ballots cast.
Yeah.
So 3,000 votes challenged down here, that's 30% of those 12,000 votes. 30% of votes being taken out of any system is a problem.
Ultimately, the Board of Elections in Dougherty County rejected True the Vote's allegations, and a federal judge ended the challenges across the state. Do you think it's going to affect anything come Tuesday of all these different challenges, or is it kind of just a nuisance? What do you think?
I think people already have a level of nervousness sometimes in going to go vote. And unfortunately, that speaks to the voter suppression that happens not just in Georgia, but across the country.
People understand that these efforts are being made to disenfranchise them. That is encouraging them to say, you're not going to take my rights away. And in fact, I'm going to show you by showing up in a historic manner. I think that is people's response in saying, you don't want me to vote, I'm going to show you that I am.